Hey everybody, this is Randy for SeemsGoodMagic.com. This is a 4-3-2-2 Innistrad block draft, and I am unsure of what I want to take. This card seems pretty good, but at the end of the day, it's a trick. Tragic Slip is, removal. That's caught my eye. Got the Townsfolk. It's decent, but I think hitting green early, because it's so weak in the Dark Ascension, maybe it's a good plan for us. But passing Tragic Slip's gonna most assuredly mean the person to our left's gonna be black. So green white's good, although that's probably gonna get snatched up from the tokens. But let's try this out. See where we lead with nothing too incredible in green. I do like Towergeist. Burden of Guilt is pretty good. Lots of good white cards here. But what do I think is the best card? Probably the Geist. I mean, he's card cycling. Some draw effect. Flying. Not the best defense. Hellhenge Beast, not something I'm really looking forward. The Bear, I don't think it's good enough to pick second. I guess Geist, or do I just take a splashable removal spell? I'm gonna take Geist. See where that lands us. What's this card? Oh, that does a whole lot of nothing. Kessig Recluse. That's a solid card. I mean, nothing else is too incredible here. The Warden Wall actually keeps us a little more open. But I think I'm going to take Recluse, try to push this green. Got Summerwall Dryad, load Survivors. That's not too exciting, really. Another Gather the Townsfolk. This pack is very similar to what we opened. The question is, do I branch out to white, try to stick more blue, or take a green card? I think the white ship has sailed. Although we are getting it, we passed a lot of good white cards to our left. So I'm going to think I'll just continue to cut green. The question is this card even good? I don't think Vigilance is that important. Although if she is vigilant herself, I think I'd rather just take a 2-drop though. I don't think this card is that strong. More white. How about that? We got a Thought Scour, but I think I'll just take Bear. Ooh, Wild Hunger. That's nice. And that allows us to branch out into red, since this blue is by no means committing us to anything. I do like Seaskite though, but I think Wild Hunger is the better card here. And there's so much red removal we can splash. Ooh, that's a late Captain. I think I'm going to play this guy. I wouldn't mind going green-red, something with some beatdowns, and if we get aggro enough, he can be a real strong finisher. Yeah, I want to get an aggro deck going. Try to lessen this curve. Well, there's a Blood Feud. Maybe we should have jumped on white. Another Burning Guild? Is Blood Feud better than Fixing? I don't think Fixing is going to be too important, and with, well, it's doubtful we'll get a Dawn Treader Elk. But green's got some other fixing ways. So I think I'll just take a Blood Feud. Removal is removal. And no... What is this card? I don't think I want that. I think that's more of a green-blue deck, which is self-mill, which could be decent. Still pretty slow. This is really late Cathar. But maybe I just take a Bone Dash. Well, I'm gonna take. I think the Qatar is the best card here, and maybe we still have a way to end up green-white, especially with packs like these. I think I'm gonna take the removal here. This is a really late Burden of Guilt, and at the very least, this is splashable. This is a good card, but I don't think we're gonna need its services. Well, we're just getting all over the place here. Green apparently got cut pretty hard. Chant of Skiff's Fang is actually pretty good. And Faithless Looting. I like that better than any of these mill effects. Or do we just take a Chalice of Life? This has more applications. Sure. Well, we got some something weird going on. Blue, red, green, cut the white. Maybe we end up self-mill anyway. Faithless Looting is good at it. Maybe we should just get focused on removal. Yeah, this is I've never drafted a deck like this before in this format. Well, I don't know how we're ending up here. Alright, so pack 2. I think this is a little too ambitious for us. So with that aside, Scarecrow will probably table for us. I think am I just looking at Desperate Ravings here? We do need to pick up some creatures. And a Festerite Boar is pretty good. We should be expecting some green this pack. We cut it pretty good pack 1. I think I'm going to take the Desperate Ravings. And maybe we can't get some weird red millie something going on. And well, not a whole lot of action here. Claustrophobia is pretty nice. I want some creatures, some good defensive creatures. Our aggro plan has kind of gone by the wayside. So I'm leaning towards Claustrophobia. Nothing really else. I mean, the Shimmering Grottos, I got my eye on that. Delver actually might be pretty good here with all our spells at the moment. We do want a creature. Claustrophobia is so good for removal, but maybe this is the deck that can make Delver work. Maybe we'll try a Delver deck if we keep getting past him. Nah. Doom Traveler kinda, I don't think white's an option anymore. This is a pretty good creature, can be defensive. Stitch Drake is just a lot more powerful. I think I'm gonna go Stitch Drake here. We got pretty good mill, so chances are we can get a creature. We're definitely gonna have to pick up more creatures, but Stitch Drake is a beast. 3/4 flyer for 3, even with the Exile Clause, is super powerful. And we get a Battleground Geist, a Priest. Well, Villagers is pretty decent. Or maybe we just take a Mulch. I do want creatures though, and Villagers is a good one. Well, could we go blue, white, green? No, we need the red here. I kind of want this Priest, but I think I'm just gonna have to get rid of this white dream I have. Now the question is, are we milling hard, getting a nice beater? We have Geist. I think I'm just gonna take a creature here. We'll take one more. We'll take a Mulch. Oh, and right into a spider spawning? That is perfect. That's a snap pick. So yeah, our self-mill strategy is getting along pretty well. We're going to want creatures. You know, all these red cards, they do a very similar effect. So we can take a spider here. Geist Catcher's rig is pretty good, but I think a cultist is more in line with what we want to be doing. She can stop an assault pretty well on her own. But Geist Catcher's rig is definitely the more powerful card. This is a tough one. I want both, really. But I think the occultist, I think our late game's going to be fine. We're not going to really need the rig. And we don't have a whole lot of flyers ourselves, so it won't hurt us. It is a great card, but yeah, I'm taking it. I talked myself into it, sort of. Civilized Scholar or a Stitcher's Apprentice. It's hard not to take the Scholar. It's just the better card. I do want a Stitcher's Apprentice. I really hope this gets around. There was one we passed. Gnaw the Bone, yes, that works for us too. Scarecrow, I think he'll be a main deck card. That makes me feel a little better for... Ooh, Shimmering Grotto. Yeah, things are starting to come together pretty nicely. Frightful Delusion. I don't like the blade here. I think I'm more inclined to play a Frightful Delusion. Something to hit our Delver. Naturalize, great sideboard card. Oh, there's our Stitchers right on cue. Oh, sure, we'll take that. So, Pack 2, things started to form. Got something going on here. And this has flashback. Yeah, this is, this might be doable. We'll hide this island here. Shimmering Grotto for a swamp. Kind of wish I had a... Ooh. And a Liliana. I don't know if I can squeeze it into the deck, but I'm definitely going to rare draft here. And there's actually quite a bit in here, so I doubt we'll get a Dark Thicket Wolf. But a Boneyard Worm, it's not inconceivable that it'll table. This pack is pretty deep. This is kind of a specific strategy. But anyway, taking the Liliana. And I think a Brimstone Volley over a Gas-Staff Shepherd or a Deranged Assistant. It's just that good. Yeah, Brimstone Volley it is. Well, I'm happy about that. That probably cut down any cost of the potential loss. You know, this is not out of the realm of possibility. Shuffles into his library. I think that's a bit too ambitious for us. And picking up as many Delvers as we can, I think is a reasonable strat with... I think we're going to be pretty spell heavy. We'll hide this. The Dryad might not get played here. Frightful Illusions, probably not. Gnaw the Bone, I might play that one main board. The Chant, may not need it. We got a lot of cards. Probably won't play these high-end guys. So 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, definitely 5, 6. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Delver. That Rolling Tumbler is really nice too. But I think we're just going to try for Delver beats with a mill secondary strat. Well, we're certainly eating up the Delvers. Is 4 too many? Or, I mean, Hinterland and Harbor would be so good for us. And with already 3 Delvers, I mean, I do want a foil Delver. That is nice. But I think the Fixie might be important enough. That's a tough one. Are we gonna play 4 Delvers? We feel like if you got 4 Delvers, you might as well play 4 Delvers. Decisions. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Delver. Caravan Vigil. It's a spell. It helps us fix. Or would I just want a draw spell? Where the milling, we get value of it? I think I just want the draw spell. Another travel prep. And a Boneyard Worm. We're real shy on creatures, and Boneyard Worm is going to be pretty good for us. Viper, also good. What's our removal package look like? Not a whole lot, really. Volley. Chant that we hid. I do want that, but maybe an Ambush Viper's better? No, I'm going to take the Boneyard Worm. If we get 2 of those... Delver number 5. Is that too much? That's pretty good with Stitcher's Apprentice. But, I think I'm just going to try Delver.deck with Boneyard Worms and Mill. Deranged Assistant. That's pretty good. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to need another Gnaw of the Bone. Yeah, that's perfect. And another Stitchers. Seems okay. Curse of the Bloody Tome. Suppose I could play that on myself. Or we could do a Corpse Lunge. No, I want my creatures in my yard. Dream Twist. Or a Parasaline. Well, neither really hurt us. I think I'll just take a Dream Twist. Probably not play it. Sure. Alright, so we jumped on the Delver plan. The 5 Delver seems good, right? Yeah. Try out the Delver plan. Let's see what we got here. Delver, Delver, Delver. Delver? Stitchers? Think. Maybe Chant. Civilized Scholar. Stitch Drake. Towergeist. Faithless, Desperate, Volley. I think this will be pretty good for us. And maybe he's cool. No, not the Dryad. Boneyard Worm, Mulch, Gnaw, Bear, Hunger. Rig, Scarecrow, probably sticking in the sideboard. So what do we got here? Let's separate into spells. Oh, you get over there. There we go. So, not too many spells by the looks of it. Pretty good count though, but we gotta cut a lot of stuff. So I think 1 Stitchers will be fine. Blood Feud, that's a spell. So our actual removal is a Brimstone and a Blood Feud. Not a whole lot. But I think the spell count with that many Delvers is okay. Scarecrow actually gets a little better with all the Delvers too. But we have a Recluse. I'm just thinking about what do we do against flying. We also have a Spider spawning. Yeah, I think that'll just be too much against a certain flying deck that we may or may not face. I think that's really good for us. All these discard spells. Let's see here. Can we live without a bear? Also good with Stitchers. I want to keep our creature count relatively high for the Boneyard Worms. Oh, this is tough. I like this deck. I like the way it looks right now. But we gotta get down. I think he seems a bit out of place. But he can be that finisher. He's got a good surprise factor to him. Maybe we just don't need the Geist Catcher's rig. I think I'm gonna... It's a 2-for-1, and everyone's got some sort of flyer. But I'm really banking on Delver. Clearly. Think twice, perception. I don't really want to cut. I suppose we could get rid of a Gnaw to the Bone, but I think that's pretty good in this deck. I think we just gotta cut some creatures. Tower Geist is pretty slow, and we have enough draw. I think Tower Geist isn't needed. We don't need a 4-mana 2/2 flyer. I want to play the Warlord. I really do. So I think the bear can go. And now I think it's time to cut a spell, probably. Which is tough. I'm really worried about getting a black source. We just have the Grotto, no other fetch. It's Mulch is there fixing? Mulch and a Grotto. I need to play 17 lands in this deck, for sure. And the 5 Delvers just look so nice. So, Warlord? I think he's going to have to go. Unless we want to... with all these Delvers, I want as many spells as possible. Drake is good, Scholars. Deranged Assistant? That's pretty good, too. What's the Stitchers really do for us here? Well, we cut the bear interaction. Puts critters in our graveyard for Boneyard Worm, which I don't think we need. Yeah, I think the Stitchers is just out of place in here. Not too many positive interactions. So let's get our Grotto, add some land. What do we got? I want blue sources and green sources early. I certainly want to turn one blue source. And do I want red or green? Well, we got double green and not a whole lot of double red till our top end. But all our red is where our fetch cards are. But I think red's our splash color and it's blue-green for the most part. 7, 4, 5. So let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it's looking... Well, it is what it is. We'll see how it plays. I think we did an alright job building. Some question picks. The Geist Catcher's Rig might be better than the Warlord, but I haven't played the Warlord. And it looks like it could be pretty good. But, that's where I'll stop. See you for round 1.